All right, so we're going to be reviewing the word problems this week so that this way at the end of the week you're going to take a quiz on it. So today should be nice and simple. We're just going to compare the different formulas and when you would use each one to try to help you out because I know it gets a little confusing with so many formulas. So this first page here kind of sums everything up for you. So in this first table are my different keywords. Oops. These keywords tell you which formula to use. This is the order you should look for them in. So you should first look for the word continuously in a problem. If the word continuously is in the problem, you will use this formula to the right of it, A equals P times E to the RT power. If the word continuously is not there, you would then search for the word compound. Now, be careful because the word compound does show up with the word continuously, so you're looking for the word compound without the word continuously being there with it. If the word compound is there and not the word continuously, then you're going to use this formula to the right, A equals P times 1 plus R divided by N to the NT power. If those words are not there, you'll then determine if it is growth or decay. And the formulas for each of them are to the right there. For all of these, A stands for your final amount. P stands for your initial amount. R is the rate. And remember, you want to take the percent and convert it to a decimal. T is time. And then the N in that compound formula, that N is down here in this table. These are the different types of compounding. So depending on the type of compounding, if it is annually, N would be 1, semi-annually, N would be 2, quarterly, N would be 4, and so on. So I would keep this page in front of me when you're doing these problems so you can run through this checklist for yourself. So we have a few problems here on the back. So if we look at number 1, it says Ethan invested $450 in an account paying an interest rate of 1.7% compounded quarterly. Assuming no deposits or withdrawals are made, how much money to the nearest cent would be in the account after 9 years? So like I said, I would run through this little list right here. Is the word continuously in the problem? Well, doing a quick scan through, I don't see the word continuously anywhere. So that means that I'm not going to use the first formula for this one. So next, is the word compound in the problem? I already know continuously is not, but is the word compound in the problem? Well, the word compound is right here. So that means that I'm going to be using the second formula here. If the word compound was not there, I would continue down my list. So because it was there, we're going to use that formula to the right. A equals P times 1 plus R divided by N to the NT power. So it says Ethan is investing $450. Investing, that means it is your initial amount. So P is $450. Our interest rate, R, is 1.7%. And remember, we're going to divide by 100 to move the decimal place over twice. So we're going to use 0.017. Compounded quarterly. So this is going to give us our N. So quarterly, looking at my table, here is quarterly. quarterly means that n is going to be 4. And we want the value of the account after 9 years, so t is 9. So we are going to plug all of these numbers into the formula where they belong. And then this one is nice and easy. We just have to plug this whole thing straight into our calculator. So we have 450 times 1 plus 0.017 divided by 4 to the 4 times, I believe it was 9. Let's do a quick check. Yep. Hit enter. It says to the nearest cent, so that would be 2 decimal places, so 524.23. So there is your answer. So question 2. Let's erase our marks so we can go back and do it again. So question 2 says a new car is purchased for $23,400. The value of the car depreciates at 5.75% per year. What will the value of the car be to the nearest dollar after 9 years? So going through our checklist, is the word continuously in the problem? Doing a quick scan, it is not. So we are not using the first formula. So next is the word compound in the problem. If you go back and scan the problem, the word compound is not showing up. So that means we're dealing with either growth or decay. So looking back, it says it depreciates. This is a fancy way of saying decay. So that means we should be using that decay formula. A equals P times 1 minus R to the T power. So it was purchased for $23,400. So that is your initial amount. R, the rate, 5.75%. Divide by 100. So you get 0.0575. And again, we're dealing with time of 9 years. So plugging in this information into the formula, you're going to, again, type this whole thing straight into your calculator. So we have 23,400 times 1 minus, and that was 0.0575 to the 9th power. This question said to the nearest dollar, so the nearest whole number, so 13,732. So question 3. Let's go back and erase our marks again. It says Zoe is going to invest in an account paying an interest rate of 6.5% compounded continuously. How much would Zoe need to invest to the nearest cent for the value of the account to reach $1,330 in 13 years? So looking back, is the word continuously in the problem? Well, looking at it, I see the word continuously right here, so I am stopping right away on the first formula, A equals P times E to the RT power. So here we have 6.5%. There is your R. Divide by 100 again, so we get 0.065. We want the value of the account to reach $1,330. So that is your A final amount. And T time is 13. So plugging in this information, E, remember, is a number. It's a button on the calculator that we're going to use. It's a number just like pi. So we're going to take the E with the exponent and plug it straight into our calculator. So we'll have 1330 equals P times whatever we get on our calculator. So E, remember, that's the second blue button, and then ln, third button up on the left. There's your E with the power, and it's 0.065 times 13. Remember, you were using the entire decimal, so 2.3279. 77815. P is multiplying with this number. So to get P by itself, we are going to divide this number to the other side. So on our calculator, 1330 divided by this entire decimal. And this question tells us to round to the nearest cent, so 2 decimal places, so 571.31. So question 4, last one. A town has a population of 18,000 and grows at 2% every year. What will be the population after 11 years to the nearest whole number? So again, going through our checklist, is the word continuously there? Scanning through, I don't see it, so I move on. Is the word compound there? No, it is not, so we move on. It's either growth or decay. This one clearly says that we are growing, so we are using that third formula, A equals P times 1 plus R to the T power. So we're starting off with a population of 18,000. That is your P initial amount. Our rate, R, is 2%. Divide by 100, we get 0.02. And we're looking for the population after 11 years, so T is 11. Plugging in all of this information, we're going to take it and plug the whole thing straight into our calculator. So we have 18,000 times 1 plus, and it was 0.02 to the 11th power. Now this question says to round to the nearest whole number. So we're going to go back, and 0.7 makes us round up, so 22,381. If a question tells you to round, you want to follow your rounding rules. So 22,381 people. Let me know if you have any questions. This is supposed to help you, so if it doesn't, please let me know. Leave me a message on Google Classroom or send me an email, and I'll be happy to help.